Welcome to Lesson 93 of Saxon Math Course 2. In this lesson we're going to solve two-step equations and two-step inequalities. So it's just taking something we know and we're just going to build on it just a little bit. Alright, so in Investigation 7 we practice solving one-step balanced equations. In this lesson we will practice solving two-step equations. So the balance scale illustrates a two-step equation. Because we have a 5 over here, not just x's, so we need to get all of these over to here, so we have just our x's. So if we bring that 5 over, if we subtract 5 from this side here and subtract 5 from this side here, we end up with 30, and we end up 2x equals 30, and then we just divide by 2 and divide by 2. We know that each one of these x's is equals to 15, and you can see that obviously from that illustration. So that's the type of thing we're going to be working on this in this lesson. Alright, so let's take a look at this one just for a little bit of practice. So thinking the same thought, if we've got on this side here, if we've got minus 10, what do we need to do to isolate the 6x by itself? How do we get rid of the 10? We'll get rid of the 10 by adding 10, and then that becomes 1, and we add 10 over here. Have to do the same thing to both sides of the scale. We've got to keep the scale balanced. So now we have 6x minus 30. Now to isolate our x, the x is being, the variable of x is being multiplied by 6, so we have to divide. We have to do the opposite. So we divide by 6, we divide by 6. So we know that x is equal to 5. And we can plug that back in. 6 times 5 is 30, minus 10 is 20, and see that that's a correct answer. Alright, so let's see if we can do one. I'll do another one for you, and then we'll have you do one and practice on a couple on your own. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is we've got a variable right here, so we're going to save that for last. So we've got to get our 1.2 gone and get it and move it to the other side. Do the same thing on both sides. So because it's being added, we're going to subtract 1.2. So we have to take 6 minus 1.2. Alright, so let's see what that's going to be. It's an 8. That's going to be negative 4/8. So 0.4x equals a negative, or positive, I'm sorry, not negative, 4.8. Now we've got to divide by 4, divide by 4. So 4.8 divided by 4, and what that's going to do is it's going to, 0.4, it's going to leave us an x. So 0.4, bring that over, and 4 goes into 48, 12 times. So x equals 12. Okay, get the idea? So you're doing one additional step. All right, so let's see if you can do this one. First of all, tell me, what would we do first? Would we do the negative 2/3 x, or would we do the minus half? Which one do we want to get moved first? That's right, we want to move the half first. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do it by doing the opposite. It's being subtracted, minus 1/2. So we're going to add 1/2 to each side, aren't we? Plus 1/2. So now you've got negative 2/3 x equals 1/3 plus 1/2. Okay, let's get our common denominator of 6's. Okay, so here we're going to get 2/6, and we're going to get 3/6. So we got 5/6. So we got negative 2/3 x equals 5/6. All right, now because this right here is being multiplied, we need to divide by negative 2/3. Can we divide by percentages? We can't. So what is it that we have to do? That's right. We're going to multiply both sides by our reciprocal. So when we do that, this becomes a positive 1, which leaves the x. And then over here we got a negative 3 seconds that we have to multiply by. So let's go reduce this a little bit, make this a 3. So we end up with, or 2, excuse me, 2. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So we end up with negative 5/4. So x equals negative 5/4. All right. Let's go ahead and erase that. Check our answer. All right. So they did the exact same steps. They added 1/2, added 1/2, and then they multiplied by the reciprocal, and came up with an x equals negative 5/4. Don't forget to keep your signs straight. All right. Same thing. They've just mixed it up a little bit. Don't let it confuse you. Don't let it mess you up. Pause this. See if you can do it yourself. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and save this for last. So we got plus 6. How do we get rid of that plus 6? How do we turn that into a 1? Well, we do minus 6. So we've got negative 15 minus 6 equals 3x equals 3x. Because 6 minus 6 is 0. It goes away. So now we've got negative 21 because 15 minus 6 is negative 21. Negative 15 minus 6 equals 3x. Now we got to get the x by itself, so it's being multiplied, so we're going to divide by 3, divide by 3. 3 goes into negative 21 negative 7 times, so x equals negative 7. Hopefully that's what you got and that you did do it yourself. All right, let's try another one. This one here, don't let this is an inequality right here. That's an inequality. But as far as the way you solve it, you can think of it the same as equals. Don't let it throw you off. And then, so just think of it the same way. Just leave this intact. Don't worry about that it's an inequality. So don't let that throw you off. All right. Just know you've got to get x by itself on one side of this inequality, just like you'd have it on one side of an equal sign. Okay. So if we're going to leave that till last. So minus 5, what are we going to do to get rid of the 5? We're going to add 5. So you got 2x minus 5 plus 5 leaves you just the 2x is greater than or equal to 1 plus 5. Because we do plus 5 on both sides. So now we've got 2x is greater than or equal to 6. And we divide by 2, divide by 2. So we get x is greater than or equal to 3. And that's our answer. It's no harder, no different. Same thing, it's an inequality rather than the equal sign. All right? And then we graph our solution because it tells us in the graph the solution. I didn't notice that. So in order to do that, we take all numbers. All numbers are greater than or equal to 3. So we're going to put a solid dot on the 3 because it's equal to 3. It includes the 3. And then we're going to go all numbers greater than that. Okay. All right. That's one last practice, and then you get your TIDs. See if you can do this one, please, and then I'll show you how to work it and give you the answer. Okay. I'm going to minus 36 to both sides. Then I'm going to get negative 6p. This goes away. Equals negative 24, because minus 36. Negative 36 plus 12 is negative 24. If I'm at negative 36 and I go to the right 12 spots, I'd be at negative 24. Now I've got to get the p by itself. Minus 6, I've got to divide by negative 6. That leaves me with 1, p, which is just p. And then divide this by negative 6. 6 goes into 24 4 times, but 2 negatives make it a positive. Because when the signs are the same, it becomes positive, so p equals 4. Hopefully that's the answer you got and you understand this lesson. There's your TIDs. We will submit those to me tonight, and we will work on this tomorrow. Bring your questions. Thank you for watching the video.